Hello there, Gemini. Michelle B here. I spread some cards for you, and the story in the reading that I did just now is all about Gemini being in love or just knowing that their person is out there, and it's just like, how am I going to get together with them? I think more of you are leaning toward actually knowing who this person is, but I'm definitely getting a twin flame vibe from this reading for sure. So I'm going to go on with it in just a second, but I do want to put it out there that if this storyline doesn't resonate with you, then make sure and check out the readings that I have posted for your placements for your moon, your rising, your Venus and Mars, because different parts of our chart can light up at different times in our lives. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get going. I did an affirmation. I pulled an affirmation card, and it was, where I am right now is where I need to be. And so this helps to ground me into what the whole lesson is for the situation that you're in right now. The final word, as it is, like, I'm supposed to be here. There's really not a whole lot that you can do to change the situation as it is right now, but you can feel fulfilled in the situation. You can be satisfied, you can be happy in the situation as it is, but it's exactly as things should be according to God's plan, or according to how the universe is set up, right? So I pulled a couple clarifying cards for the affirmation, and I got, here's Gemini being kind of sad, wishing they could have something, and in the meantime kind of being down in the dumps in general and not taking their positive energy out into the world because they're a little bit bummed out. So yeah, so here's just like, this is the Queen of Pentacles, and she's like, I wish I had my king. And she's just looking at that pentacle. Get a little bit closer. I wish I had my king. And then that Four of Pentacles is just like, nobody bother me because I'm sad. Okay, I'm not going to show. There's something that you want to possess and you can't have it. And I was like, what the heck is this? Is this going to be a love reading or not? And yeah, it is, because we got the Lovers and we got the Six of Cups here in your internal landscape. That's like, the Lovers being here is telling me that this is sort of a twin flame thing. And I'm a little weird about the twin flame thing because, you know, some people really believe in it wholeheartedly and some people don't. And like, you can look up the definition of what a twin flame is, but essentially it's just like the other half of you. And it's not necessarily someone that you're meant to spend your life with. But when you're with them, it's just like, it triggers all this powerful spiritual stuff happening in your life. That's what I know about it. I don't think that it's part of my path in this lifetime to be a teacher about twin flames, but I feel like that's the kind of vibe that's going on in this. So just putting it out there. If you're feeling like it's more than just like sexual chemistry, it's more than just feeling comfortable with someone. There's like something that's lighting you up inside, and it's driving you nuts when you're apart from it. And you were fine before, and then all of a sudden this person comes into your life and you can't, like, it feels like you've been torn apart every time you're away from them now. And I have experienced that for myself before. And yeah, I'm just waiting for my opportunity to see them again. Someday I feel like it'll happen. What else is going on in your internal landscape is like, here is the twin flame. This is the person. This is you being beside yourself, so frustrated. That's the Queen and King of Pentacles being here. This is the person that you're thinking of. I feel like they're a lot more aloof to your connection or they behave as though they're more aloof to your connection than you do. You're like, this is something really special. And they're like, yeah, there is something special here, but they have obligations. Like, they might have children that they have to take care of, or they might be really busy with the work that they're doing. That is their karmic path to be on in this lifetime. That has to be their focus. Their focus cannot be on romance and relationships at this time. They're not in the position to be able to be in connection with you at this moment. They might even be like married or in a commitment with someone else. And they don't, because the King of Pentacles is so responsible and reliable, this person is not going to throw away their obligations in order to go on a path with you, no matter how powerful that is. That's their karmic place in this lifetime. Just have to put it out there. But yeah, when you do see each other, or when you sense them, if you haven't been physically in their presence yet, when you sense them, it gets like you really light up inside. You're so excited about what you could be together. It's like your children in romantic love. You don't have any worries, any concerns. But then when you're apart, you don't know what's real. And this is really what's driving you crazy, right? Gemini's like wants to logically understand everything, but the moon is just screwing you up inside, because you're like, I should be able to logically figure this out. No one should have that kind of power over me to be able to turn me emotionally into this basket case. and you don't understand it. You can't logically pick it apart and work it out. And so that's what's really driving you crazy. You don't understand why a connection that obviously can't work at this time is making you so insane, making you so Twitter-pated as it is. You're like, how do I make it work? And I don't understand why I'm so torn up about this. So let's look at the advice that we have for you going forward, and it's going to give us kind of a snapshot of how things are going to work out in the near future. But before I go on with that, I want to mention that if you really love this reading, make sure and give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed so that you can be in the loop about all the readings that I post. Something that's been a kind of a hit lately are my shorts that I post for monthly and mid-monthly readings. For, those are the time-sensitive readings, and they're only 1 minute long. If you're subscribed, then you'll be in the loop about those. And also in the description box below this video, you'll find my Instagram, a link to my Instagram page, so you can go follow me over there, and then we can be friends and we can talk about things that are more, current things that are happening. Okay, so let's get to the advice here. So what to leave behind. We've got what to embrace and what to leave behind going forward for you, for your personal growth, for your emotional and physical well-being, okay? Leaving behind the idea that your life will not go on without this person, that you'll never be okay again if you can't be with this person. It's also because I do get a little bit of a sense that you're being a little bit guarded with them. Even though you feel really good with them, there is just a little bit of guarding yourself because you're afraid of, you have your egoic concerns that if you get too much into them, you're going to get your heart broken because they're not able to reciprocate the same way that you want to give, right? I just got a little download that some of you have your own obligations that you can't just walk away from. That would be it would be very detrimental to your physical and emotional well-being if you walked away from these obligations in order to run away with this person. So there's that too. So you're afraid of this disastrous tower thing going on, that you're not going to be able to keep pretending that there's nothing between you and this other person. Saying leave that behind, that's not real, okay? The reality is that you're okay. You are exactly where you need to be. You are exactly where you're supposed to be at this time. So don't be in this part right now. Be here, don't be here. I know that's not easy for you, Gemini. Just let it go and stop thinking about it so hard. What to embrace going forward? We've got the World in reverse. To me, that is signaling that it's not over. Even though you can't do anything about your love right now, things are not over. They're still in flux. They're still you're in the middle of the story. You're not at the end of the story. This is just one part of the story. The journey is going on, okay? And look at that. The lady in the World is holding 2 wands. She has power and control over her own life. Don't forget this. You're not stuck in some tragic story. You have the power to manifest, to manipulate your environment, and that depends on your internal vibration. So if you're in a doom and gloom vibration, that's all you're going to manifest. That's all you're going to see in your life. But if you are in a vibration of alignment with the universe, knowing that everything is working out exactly as it's supposed to, that you are, basically that's it. Everything is working out exactly as it should. And you're like, I'm going to use my magic. I'm going to use my vibration to make the world a better place instead of demanding that I get this physical, tangible thing. Instead, I'm like, how can I benefit this person? If they're in your life right now in some way, how can I make their life easier or better instead of what can I get from them, right? So you're using your magic powers to make the world a better place, knowing that just because things are not working out the way you'd like them to at this moment doesn't mean that that's the way it's always going to be. I like that. We have the Ace of Swords coming out for advice for you going forward. And it's that communication, that clear, crystal clear communication. If you haven't already exposed your feelings and your understanding of their obligations, your understanding of your own obligations, if you haven't already exposed that, it's suggesting that maybe you should, even if this King of Pentacles, because these came out together, even if this King of Pentacles is not able to do anything about it, you can just say, like, I know that we have something special between us. I feel this happening. I know that we can't do anything about it. I just want to let you know that I have this deep respect for you and I really enjoyed our time together. And it's really meaningful to me. And I don't expect anything from you. There you go, right? That's kind of propping the door open for something to happen later. So it's like, I have unconditional respect and admiration for you and your presence. And I just wanted to let you know that. And I gratefully release you back into the world, because that's what twin flames are all about, right? It's about knowing that there's this other person that is a deep reflection of who you are, and not feeling like you have to possess them. And then, of course, we have the advice about the Lovers that came up. We have the Ten of Pentacles reflecting from that. The Lovers often, not only can it represent the twin flame, it can also represent choices in our physical reality at this time. And I feel like the home atmosphere for them, and possibly for you too, could be negatively impacted if you just act on this like base desire to possess something. So, and it is our physical bodies, like we are a product of of evolution. And so we want to possess things, but then once we have them, sometimes we take them for granted and all of that, and it just ends up being not really that great of a thing. So just because you desire to possess something doesn't mean that you should. It's just an instinct. Instead, we want to go beyond that into the bigger picture and choose instead to love unconditionally, even if we can't have someone at this time. We choose instead something bigger, knowing that we're going to be okay even if we don't own them. And then we have all these cups. Remember I was talking about how wonderful you feel when you're in this person's presence? This is you. This is the advice. It's saying just enjoy the experience that you get to have now. If you're not already connected with this person in the physical realm, if you haven't already met them, if they're just something that you're manifesting in your subconscious mind, focus on the enjoyment of the experience rather than, I'm not seeing it manifesting. I don't see this person. Instead, pull it back to, I'm just really loving the idea that this is going to happen for me eventually, and not putting a time frame on it. And instead, just like our neurology, neurological pathways will still fire up the same way as if this person is in our lives in a tangible way. If we're imagining an experience, it does the same thing to our brain as having the experience in real life. So you can get everything out of an imagination relationship that you can from a real one. Real ones are great too, but sometimes they don't live up to our expectations. So it's better to just enjoy what you have in your imagination right now. That's just like, that's part of your learning experience right now, is to learn how to enjoy the admiration of someone without possessing them. That's where you need to be at this point. And finally, we have the moon. Remember, we had the moon we were talking about. Here's your advice. Look what came up. The world in reverse. Whenever this happens to me, whenever we have multiples of the same card in the advice, I'm like, thank you so much, universe, for bringing me this magic. This is a straight up magical reading that I pulled for you. And thank you, universe, so much. So your advice for the moon, I don't know what's going on. I don't get it. You will get it in time. It's all going to come together eventually for you. Mark my words, my dear. You are exactly where you need to be at this time, and everything is going to come together exactly as it should. And I have a feeling it's going to happen sooner than you think. You might be on the cusp of it. Not at this moment, but soon. There are some things that the both of you need to square away first before you can have that physical connection, that physical, tangible bond that you are desiring so much. It's not over, though. Right now, just because it doesn't look good, doesn't mean it's over, okay? Gemini, I'm so happy for you that you have this thing to look forward to, this thing to love, this thing to enjoy. Don't focus on the disasters. Don't focus on how sad you are that you're apart from them. Instead, focus on how grateful you are to be able to have the experience of connecting with someone, even if it's in your imagination. It's such a beautiful thing to be inspired and admiring another soul. I love you, Gemini. Make sure, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and come see me on Instagram. I'll see you later. A couple weeks, I'll be back. Bye.